because I also have Champion Select music ready on.
But I have that ready to go.
I actually got everything ready ahead of time. It's pretty remarkable.
Wow. You today? Get off work early or something?
No, I just had my shit together slightly. Sometimes I don't. I got off work at the normal time. Even a little late, because I took a detour after work to go get some cookies for my wife. And she hasn't told me if she liked them or not, so...
It's important. It was all for naught if they're not good, so.
Oh, that's not... I almost linked the, the game rather than the Middlesticks channel. That would have been
Very
funny.
nice.
Alright,
I got us an APL stream chat.
Oh, shit. Oh, you already did it in APL stream?
I just put it out there, yeah.
Did you do... Is there an APL streams as well?
I did the APL streams. I didn't do the community content.
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't have permission to post there, so... Oh, I have to reach Honor 2 in their server. Okay.
Okay, there's a community content one.
Wait, Nameless Orc jumped you. Oh,
Badge.
that's trash.
When I delete and then repost.
Just to jump back. And then they
Yep.
repost. We just
Right.
go
It's just
until
a
the
war.
game start.
It's like Miggy and Lost in Rotation just battling out for who has the highest donation per kill. Both teams on blue side?
This is our whole team.
Oh, never mind. This is ours. I just didn't recognize it from the account names.
Our top laner, that's just Mason. Don't worry about
Yep.
the OOF, I guess, at the end.
Mesuf.
I asked if he preferred, and he prefers Mason. So we're gonna
Sounds
go
good.
Mason. I'll probably say Masuf at some point, but you know. Maybe we do a joke. If he's doing well, it's Mason. And if he's doing poorly, it's Masoff. Oh, we're against him on Karn's team? Oh no. Oh no. Not like this. JR Pilot, thanks so much for the 7-month sub. Really appreciate it. That was scary.
Much appreciated, Jesse.
Yeah. Thanks, Jesse. Don't want to call you out. Sorry. I don't know who that is, but he keeps subbing to us. It's really weird.
I meant my duo partner. Better?
Toyota. Well, they're reversing Toyota.
I understand now. I did not understand until you said that. I just thought it was a random amalgamation of letters.
Oh no, it's the word Toyota backwards.
No, I see it now. I've been doing with him for like 2 weeks, and I was just like, I'll figure it out at some point. Just didn't really care enough to
How would you
ask
pronounce-
or to.
A Toyot? A Toyot, I guess.
Yeah.
I never understand. I don't want to flame them in case they're in the chat, but like, somebody joining the lobby, may I ask who is meant to make the draft link? My brother in Christ, anyone can make a draft link. Like, I don't, it's not that difficult.
But who's legally obligated to it and is therefore the beta? Whoever makes the draft link is obviously going to lose the game.
They obviously
That's
want to
just
play
how it
League of
goes.
Legends, and that behavior is just not tolerated, you know?
Right, right.
I didn't check if they had like a weird acronym that they liked.
I think
There's like a
they're using ice here and they made it, so.
Oh, they used ice? No, they didn't make it. We made it.
Oh, never mind, never mind. Could look at the APL sheet, I guess.
That's where I was headed. I don't have that like hard coded into my brain. Okay, they're ice on the sheet. Okay.
Great.
Like I could probably find the MSL sheet blindfolded at this point. Like that's how often I have to use these stupid things. I don't have the Aegis ones hard coded yet.
Yeah. I figured out that little trick with like whatever the rank division is, what the league's letter starts with. So like protectors for plat, guardians for gold,
Yeah, I liked that one.
defenders for D. And
That
then
was
I was
nice
like,
when
oh,
I
that makes it
realized
so
that,
much
yeah.
easier. Yes.
We're live, by the way. We're drafting. Thank you. Welcome. Words. Cool. I'm Maris. My co-caster is Lane. This is Return of the Middlesticks Dark Wind, taking on Iceborn Exodia in week 1 of the Aegis Protectors League, platinum level with 1d4 exception potentially, although I don't think either team has one. And that's, I think, it. We got some bans. We're banning Lucian. We're banning Talia. We're banning Wukong. And we're on our 4th ban. How are you doing, Lane?
Doing great. Already some of the top champions taken off the table here. I think, assuming you can play some of the stuff at the top level, I think blue side actually kind of has a small advantage in draft. Just because there's a lot of like really strong champions, like the Wukong, like the Lucian.
We're also
like the Talia, but a lot of that stuff is getting banned away from RTM here, so they're trying to cover that for that. So it'll be kind of interesting to see what advantage they get out of this first pick.
Yeah, we're also day 2 of the patch.
Yep.
Velveth is out as of yesterday, or as of earlier today, I guess, and she's not allowed. So not going to see that, but anybody else, fair game. And this last patch was a doozy.
Yeah.
And there's a pick that
There
has
it
gotten a
is.
lot of priority over the last 2 days. The Zeri carry is kind of scary right now, and his first pick for Rodham. And
Yeah.
Iceborn now gets to counter that. And they have Haemon Karn's Fiddlesticks. That's definitely an option, and something that we have been
Or just a
terrified by
hover to
before.
taunt.
He's-
We'll see.
He straight picked it against us twice and
That's right. That's right.
kicked. Oh, yep, there it is. All right, Haemon Karn got Fiddle. It's over.
Yeah.
That's probably it. Nautilus locked in for false on Iceborn. I don't know any of the
Yeah.
other players on their team, but Haemon Karn's Fiddle just ripped us to shreds in Runeterra Academy last split, and he's got it again. So we'll see if this Darkwind team can navigate that better than whoever played them last. I don't remember if it was Crowstorm or Darkwind, but
Yep.
it was nasty. And that champion is really good right now.
Yep, and had been good for several patches. But I think the Zeri pick was really good for RTM
Yeah.
here. And it was one that kind of slipped my mind because of the new patch, but as soon as I see it locked in, it's like, wow. Had an 8% win rate jump from patch to patch, going from probably one of the worst ADCs to the best, clearly. for those of you that didn't follow the patch notes, the biggest thing that she got is that her Q automatically crits when it goes through walls, and has a higher crit modifier than Gangplank barrels. So you're doing a lot of damage early if you're landing those Qs through walls, which is not the hardest to land if you're out of vision and the enemy team isn't looking for it. But
Yeah,
kind of counter that, we got the Nautilus Samira, and that's another really strong lane. So definitely we'll be looking to fight early.
I was going to say the build, hopefully Loker has been paying attention. You go shield bow and then every crit item in existence, and then you just one-shot people. It's
Yep.
actually kind of nuts. The Janna just helps out with that. Giving extra AD to Zeri is kind of nasty, honestly. But yeah.
And you see two or three champions from Ice that really want to go in, and so Janna being able to provide some peel, some disengage with her R and also her Q, I think is a really nice pickup, and kind of helps Zeri get through the early levels that she historically kind of struggles with. But once you hit that 6 is a really solid champ.
Veigar Katarina not going to be played. We're debating between Cassiopeia or Swain, it looks like, for the last ban. Both of those seem fine, pretty good champions, and Swain's going to be the pick. And Gwen, not going to be played either. So yeah, Iceborn, presumably solo laners is what we're missing. Unless they're breaking out the Middlesticks against us, which would be really something to pull. Because I don't think that's really a pick right now.
It is not, but you never know.
Sorry,
it could happen,
Shivam,
but
if
it
you're
looks like it's
watching.
going to be a blind victory here.
If Shivam's watching, you can still play Middlesticks. No one else is probably allowed to touch that right now. It's going to be Annie for Iceborn.
Annie. Wow. Blind Annie. I mean, it does kind of go with the theme, you're jumping in and you're trying to blow people up. So I don't really mind it. It's just that it's blind, so it'll be interesting. It's kind of a pick that, you don't really see a lot of, so it might kind of throw RTM off here, not being able to really think about, oh, what can I actually pick to counter this Annie that I never see or think about. So Aatrox top going to be locked in, I'm assuming.
Yeah, Boris, that almost certainly means Aatrox top with Volibear jungle then.
Yeah.
No flex picks about that one now. And then last pick to answer mid lane. What are you pulling out to take down Annie?
We'll have to see. X.
Ooh, okay. I don't hate that. I don't think that it's not the traditional champion that bullies Annie around, but I think that it almost fills Annie's niche, but slightly stronger right now in terms of champion. They're very similar designs if you don't think too hard about it.
I mean, you're not really picking it for probably the lane advantage, but you've got champions that have some dashes with Samira, with Nautilus, with even Fiddlesticks a little bit with the R, so you can kind of counter that out. But
sure, Olaf, that's interesting.
Olaf, Olaf top is actually really strong this patch, and kind of since his rework. I do like it into the Aatrox, especially because post 6 you're able to just completely negate all of his Qs. Aatrox is not very good when you're a champion that can stay on top of him and avoid his Qs, so could be a pretty good pick, and also just has really strong level 1 potential. We could see the Olaf go aggressive and try to do a level 1 1v1, but Aatrox also a champion that has a pretty decent level 1, so I would be surprised, especially when they're already in a winning matchup, to see them try to trade for level 1 here.
Oh, I tried to flip to the client and then I didn't. Hold on.
No worries.
Oh, excuse me. The routine apology. I'm suffering pretty hard from my seasonal allergies this year. So
mine have been really bad this year too.
If I just blow my nose suddenly in the background, that's probably what's happening, and hopefully Lane can carry on the conversation without me for a second. But
Sure.
Yeah, we're into our second draft phase. This is week 1. Okay. Hold on. Take over for a second.
Yeah, no problem. Week 1, Aegis Protectors League. Excited to kind of see how RTM generally fares in Aegis. Excited to have our first split in it. Have a lot of teams playing this year. We've got 1 in AVL, 1 in APL, and then we've got 2 in AGL. So
Yeah, I didn't hear what you said, but I agree, 100%. But yeah, this is week 1, so both teams with a clean slate, and this is Darkwind's debut. If you haven't followed along with our Twitter, number 1, why don't you follow us? Number 2, we're donating this month for Pride Month. Hello, my dog just jumped on me. We're donating for Pride Month. We're at $1.65 per kill currently, and I think it's $76 is what we worked out for a pentakill. So, hoping the boys can get some kills and donate some money to either the Trevor Project or Kansas City Center for Inclusion. Trying to do some good work for Pride Month and put our money at least a little bit where our mouth is.
yeah, definitely worthy causes, and always nice to support local causes as well as a national cause. So excited to bring that, and it's been a really fun time, even just through the first couple of games here, seeing that donation counter go up and see the games kind of have an impact on the final result.
Yep, 68 kills for Harvest and their 2-1 loss the other night, but still, it's fun to see the counter go up, even if the game result wasn't the most ideal. But hopefully Darkwind can get a couple of kills on the board and we can donate to charity, or at least maybe we can guilt Iceborn if they don't. But yeah, three more minutes here, so let's talk a little bit about this game, right? So you have this huge dive comp that you were talking about, a lot of champions that want to jump on their faces, and you have Zeri. You're almost, I don't want to say solo carry, because Vex does a lot of damage, Aatrox does a lot of damage, but it feels like a lot of Rodham's comp has to run through this Zeri. Do you feel like they have enough protection for the Zeri, or is that not their MO?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be really hard. It's going to be up to Loker to play this, I think, pretty well, as well as Cairo on the Janna, kind of the one sole defender, to be able to protect him with shields, with healing, and the disengage tools that Janna has. I think I'm always someone that just likes seeing easy to execute comps, and I think Iceborn has really drafted that for themselves here. So as long as they kind of just play out the game and gold's kind of even, I feel like they will have better objective control with their team fighting comp, and be able to just kind of blow up the Zeri. They've got a lot of tools to do that with the Annie, with the Fiddlesticks, with the Samira. So a lot of single target selection to be able to kill the Zeri off. That is going to be kind of the cornerstone of RTM's comp for sure.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see how well Loker's able to play it. It definitely feels like the onus is on ROTM to execute in this case, and Iceborn has... we have a very clear idea of what Iceborn wants to do, just looking at their champions. And for ROTM, it's much less clear exactly how everything fits together and pieces together, but they have a lot of individual lane agency, right? So Volibear very good at helping early on. Vex, they got the counter matchup into Annie, so hopefully Vex does pretty well there. And then Zeri Janna has double ranged into Samira Nautilus. If they can survive for a little bit, they should be okay, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be kind of dependent on how the first early levels go. Zeri Janna should get the push early, so that Samira Nautilus are going to have to respect the level 2. But if that doesn't end up happening, the Samira Nautilus is going to be at a little bit of an advantage, but hopefully you can hopefully you can get them shoved under tower, get it bouncing back, and then just kind of get a cheater recall, get back with an item, and be in a safe spot to kind of scale up.
Yeah. The most important thing I want to see, did Loker buy the new Ocean Zeri skin? That's very important to me as we load into the game.
Yeah, we will have to see this skin extraordinaire over here, Mr. Maris.
I don't know about all that, but
Well, I think you definitely share a lot about the skins when you're in our Discord.
that's mostly a joke just because every time a skin would come out, Miggy would immediately say that he's going to main the champion in his
Fair.
role. So I like to at him and pretend like any champion that comes out is his new main.
That is fair.
Well, we're in. That was a very quick load.
Yeah, super quick.
The players in game are even commenting about how quick it was. But yeah, RTM on the blue side and Iceborn Exodia on the red side. Brand new Aegis logo down in the bottom right. I couldn't. If anyone from Aegis is watching, the Aegis logo is very tall and very thin, and it doesn't fit well into this box that I have on the stream. So it's much bigger than it needs to be. I should probably shrink it even a little more. But I also like
Yeah,
to hide my mouse behind it, and it's not big enough to do that. So, um,
have to do it on the RTM logo, I guess, or
I'm not used to doing that. Like my muscle memory's all gone. It's all ruined just based on that one thing.
New league, new problems, I guess. So.
Yeah. 5 stack on top of the red buff for Dark Harvest to start out with, and a 5 point to answer for Iceborn Exodia, which is honestly probably the worst scenario for RTM. I hate when you 5 stack and you have no information whatsoever. Like it's always super scary then to walk
Yeah.
into your blue side. You have no idea. You have no idea where their wards are, or what they did.
I think it's smart to group up there, just
Yeah.
because you kind of expect the Nautilus, but don't really mind that they don't want to start the season off with a Nautilus invade. But it actually, we got some redeemed points here.
Oh,
Got
I'm
a
supposed to read
couple
that. Oh,
physical
excuse me.
bonus, and then we
Colbrin.
got
Oh shit. I missed a lot. Okay. Jesse, would you message me or Marionette for those? We'll get those to you. Um, Ideally Marionette, but if you can't find her, me is fine, and I'll get you in touch with Marionette. Um, but we'll get you those buttons. Um, and then you know what, our mid laner Colbrin, I'm so proud. Oh, there's a hook. I'm not gonna get to read this for a second. Cairo taking it a little bit low, and that's gonna be it. All right, Colbrin, I'm so proud of you. You're an amazing League of Legends player. Any team would be lucky to have you. The only thing you do better is being the awe-inspiring father that you are to your little your little girl.
wow.
Nothing makes me smile bigger or heart swell up more than seeing you dote on your child and spoil her.
I didn't know that Colbrin had that, but the level 2 all
Level
in here.
2, all in.
Yeah.
Cairo gets knocked back, gets beat around, trying to stay alive, but it's first blood for false. Loker in a little bit of trouble as well. He's got to try to get away. Does a little bit of return damage to Mani, but won't be able to find anything in return. So the level 2 that you were hyping up during Champion Select comes true, false. Able to pick that one up for Iceborn.
Yeah, and you see kind of the importance of the Janna range matchup you need to
Ooh,
be going
immediately
there,
in.
but
Loker dashes
Oh,
back in. Loker? Oh no.
Oh my.
Mani's able to take that kill. Doesn't take the tower shot in return, it looks like. Able to get out scot-free. So 2 kills in the bag now for Iceborn Legends bottom lane, and that's going to make it that much more difficult for the Zeri carry to come online.
Yeah, I mean, that's really the only point that you have is that advantage. Luckily, Cairo gets back here to kind of freeze the wave, put it in a good spot for Loker to come back and get some CS, but already off to a
Oh my
great
god.
start for Ice.
Sorry, Mani just bought the item, the Noon Quiver.
Oh my goodness. Off the first back. Well, I guess
He started Longsword, but
so
like at the
yeah.
same time, it's a Noon Quiver to Doran's Blade. Like that's a huge advantage right now for Mani.
Yeah, really big. I mean, the lane went from you need to kind of you abuse your range advantage to kind of make it through the early parts of this lane to it is going to be incredibly challenging to play. So yeah, Manny and False off to a good start in the spot lane and exactly what they wanted.
Apology again if I mispronounce these Iceborn names, please just correct me. I'm pretty sure it's Mani, but I'm not 100%. Could it be Manny with two N's, maybe?
That's right. We'll
Okay.
go.
And I have no idea about top lane. Katalude, maybe? Katalude? Katalude. I don't know.
Yep, we'll go with that one.
We'll go with that one. Loker's going to get stunned again in the bottom
It's a
lane.
nice
I only
Q
need to know
from
these two
Cairo.
names, so that's nice. But yeah, nice little dash away from Cairo. Loker's going to get hooked, though. That cooldown isn't as long as I thought it was, and Loker is really paying for it. Mani's going to walk in again and get another kill, up to 3-0 already on the Samira.
Yeah, I mean, it's just ROTM just kind of getting a little too aggressive and not really understanding. I feel like the lane matchup very well, but yeah, already 2 deaths onto your Zeri. I mean, you are gonna scale as the Zeri, but making it harder and harder with each death to be able to make it back in this game and jumping out to already about a 2k advantage for Iceborn just through that bot lane. So good start for them.
Yeah, and Haemon Karn's going to go back and buy his Predator boots with the Sorcerer shoes, so Fiddle can become a little bit of a threat here. Going to walk in and annoy Colbrin for a second. Not the big threat yet, but um, Predator ganks on Fiddle are kind of nasty because you just walk out really fast and then fear somebody, and that's a lot of crowd control out of nowhere that can just happen.
Yeah, undodgeable crowd control is just always really powerful. And they've got a couple of it on the Iceborne's team. You've got the Fiddlesticks Fear, and then you've also got Annie's Stun.
Yeah, Mason and Katalude just going to finally become the directed camera's favorite children and show us what's going on up there. It's farm leads across the board right now for Iceborn. And it's we'll have to see where ROTM can find something. False trying to get a little cheeky there with the Hex Flash, not going to find anything, but Haemon Karn's worked his way into bottom lane, not quite level 6 just yet. So this is just the level 5 Predator Fiddle gank, but he's an Alcove gamer. We'll see
Yeah,
what he can
I
make happen.
really like this from Haven Karn. Able to kind of get in here while the wave is pushing away. Just keep the pressure on in this bot lane as much as you can, and really liking this so far. But RTM may just respect it and kind of give. We'll have to see.
Yes, so far giving him respect, but now False is going to walk up. Loker, just going to zip
Oh,
over the
that's
wall.
yeah,
That's
but
nice.
he's not gonna have it, and he'll have to walk right back up here. So, really nice to force that out actually from False. And here's the engage.
Yeah, Hook's going to land onto Cairo. I like that positioning to tank it for this area and gets his flash out. They wasted a lot of Haemon's time, but I don't know how valuable that commodity is right now. Hook not quite going to land there from False. And now the Fiddle off to... Nope, not going to do the dragon. Going to head back, and Tibbers dropped in mid lane. Colbrin just trying to stay safe with that little shield. Can he get away from everything? Another Q coming through. Another auto. The flash auto from Fleefleet trying to turn it around. Does he have enough damage? He does to get it traded back and finally get RO team on the board. Now the volley bear into the bottom lane. Is Chompers going to go through with Mani. It's a shutdown for Loker. And False now in a little bit of trouble as well. Has the flash away. Going to get some CC on Chompers, but he's able to walk out. And ROTM strikes back. They get 1-for-1 in the mid lane, which maybe wasn't ideal, but then they get the big shutdown onto Loker.
Yeah, and that's really big. Able to move that shutdown, get some gold back on this carry that's been really struggling here in the early parts of the game, and hopefully it can use that to kind of help out. But in the mid lane there, the towers on this patch are quite a bit stronger ever since 12:10, and I think I really like the change. It makes it a lot harder to dive. You have to execute it a lot better.
They did get
To be
nerfed
able
this
to do
last
it, but
patch. False is still walking in, and Cairo has no health. Mani just going to eat him up and get the return kill. So right back to where we left off for Mani.
Yep. And that Janna flash being burned, getting punished there a little bit, just staying around too long in the spot lane.
Yeah, Loker's still just trying to hoover up this wave as best he can. Probably wants to hit level 6 before he backs, I imagine. I don't think he's really waiting on an item break point because he's got like 1800 right now.
Yeah, notably, he was not able to actually go back and spend that shutdown, so he's in a pretty weak spot here. Um, while we're waiting, but man, that electrocute damage from
Catalude is just going to hit the Ragnarok and
yeah,
go in. Mason used his cooldowns, and that means, well, Olaf can't get a whole lot done. Mason still looking for it, flashes forward, looking for Q2, but doesn't get the knock up, and that means the Olaf's going to be able to walk away, just expending the Ghost in exchange for Flash. So even a favorable summoner trade for the Olaf at the end.
yeah. But Mason, I think, played that actually really well. I expected that the Olaf with his R would and Ghost would make it be pretty hard to be able
Ooh,
to.
knock
Ooh,
up
a
onto
nice
Fui
chunk
Fui. They're
here.
going in for the damage. Cairo just trying to chunk through with some autos and help out. Colburn able to finish him off, but Tibbers going to be a little bit of a menace. Colburn just has to try to kite him back around while he burns to death. And that's a nice kill for Colburn in the mid lane.
Yeah, and just a really nice roam there from Cairo, able to come up on the Janna, a champion that you don't really think of as a big roamer, but um, really nice play there and a good dodge there by Mason to avoid getting killed by the Olaf.
Yeah, if he gets tagged by that axe, it might be go time underneath the tower. Mason with no flash. Now able to go back, teleport back in if he needs to, and pick up that wave. But Cairo continuing to help out cross map. Chompers in here going to go ahead and duo out this Rift Herald. It's leaving Loker a little bit stranded down in the bottom lane. You can see that CS disadvantage starting to stack up, but they'll go ahead and pick up the Rift Herald in exchange for the Dragon, and we'll start back over. 2,000 gold lead right now for Iceborn, which is about the same as it was. So
Yeah,
you
all
don't
in all.
hate that right now. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's big by Cairo here to just kind of let Loker be on his island. The wave's going to come back to him.
Oh
He's
no,
going to be able to get this, but
this is
smart of him to
dangerous.
back up here.
Yeah, I really like that. He was feeling the pressure, feeling the fiddle potentially could be there, and now even with false walking through, they definitely know fiddle is there now. Chompers is down in the area. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot. Everybody's going to kind of converge on bottom lane and then disperse for a second.
Yeah, nice by Chompers to kind of make sure that he's able to get this farm. But now is roaming away and Fiddle in a good spot here to gank
Ooh,
potentially.
and they get the hook immediately onto Loker. The knock up from the Nautilus ult isn't quite enough to finish him off. He's burning to ignite, but it looks like he'll survive for the time being, which honestly is all you can ask for in that situation.
Yeah, gonna lose out on the farm, of course. So it's still really good for Iceborn here on the bot side to force him out of lane. Just kind of keep this pressure up, and you're slowly choking this champion that should scale up. Kind of out of the game here. It's gonna take a lot longer for him to come online. Um, so they're doing a good job of playing around this early lead that they got for themselves.
Meanwhile, jumping into mid lane. Ooh, hitting the Vex ult. That's a dead Annie again. Chompers is able to pick up that kill. Heyman Karn is here. Colburn looking for it. Good, well-timed flash, actually, by Heyman. Going to go in with the Crow Storm. Colburn is so low, he took that extra tower shot on the end. Chompers gets the shield.
Oh
They take him
my.
down. Colburn on the killing spree. What a play by Colburn and Chompers.
Yeah, I have to say I've really liked how Colburn has played on this Vex. Not a champion I've really seen him on a lot, but playing really well and linking up with Chompers to find some really cheeky kills in enemy territory.
Vex always cracks me up. Just a funny champion. Get a double
Hmm
kill, go back to base, you just hear, ugh. All right, well, never mind. How
You could be
terrible.
a little bit more excited, Vex. Come on.
Just a little.
But now a really big item advantage here in this mid lane. Also a level advantage, so a little bit of a shutdown. We'll have to see if they're able to. Iceborn plays around that potentially and looks to kind of get that onto a character that they can use that advantage, but they've got a lot working for them again in this bot lane. Wave pushing away from RTM, so just in a really tough scenario.
Yeah,
And
look at
they could just keep it here frozen, you know?
yeah,
There's not much you can do if you're RTM.
and just look at the inventory. Like it's Immortal Shield Bow plus serrated Dirk compared to
Yep.
parts of Shield Bow. That's so tough right now for Loker to play the game, and he's still continuing to be starved. And there's not even much that Chompers can do. No ult, and you really don't want to run into that Fed Samira because that's just asking for a triple kill to happen. But we might see it anyway with this wave crashing in. They want to make sure that Loker is able to get this one. So this is more like a protection gank, I guess, or protection moment here by Chompers. And, they've called in Mason as well, looking maybe at this dragon. False going to have to get out. He gets blue smited by Chompers. Okay,
Yeah,
he's got a second charge up.
he's
He's been
got a
holding
second
on to him.
charge. Yep.
Yeah. Ooh,
So
that
that's good.
W crit. That's kind of nasty. Okay.
Yeah, it's very big. But
Oh, I think he
RTM
might
gonna
have
go
been.
ahead and drop Rift here.
I think he was trying to ward the bush, and he forgot he had
Yeah.
Herald, but it's walking its
I
way to
mean-
mid lane. 1,000 health left. This is a little bit of a split fight, and immediately the Janna blows up to start with, but Colburn's in the backline looking for him on Karn, but he gets feared up immediately by the Fiddlesticks. Mason and Chompers just trying to fight their way out, but they can't find any kills. Mason gets him so low, but no one can finish these kills off, and it's just Colburn left trying to fight against the world. Catalude is still full health and now going to be able to zerg him down as the Olaf just misses the one undertow in. Colburn gets the double fear. I don't know that he can get out, but he's going to try his best. Weefwee now has the stun up, gets hit by another axe, and that'll be it. Catalude finishes him off, and it's a delayed ace because Loker and Cairo are already able to respawn, but a 5-for-0 for Iceborn.
Yeah, I mean RTM that just went pretty horribly. They were able to get the dragon, and that was about all you can say. That was good for RTM there. Dropping the Rift Herald as well, losing that resource, and not able to get it with
Yeah,
tower plates, but it's
Loker.
gonna be another kill here on the Loker. Wow. It has been just a rough game for Loker ever since the early parts of this. He's not been able to really find his way back into this one. Of course, Zeri, a good scaling champ, so could always find itself, but making the task really hard. And that's kind of what I talked about early in the game, or before the game. Iceborn drafted themselves a very team fighty comp, so when you're already behind, it makes that gap when you group up for objectives even harder to overcome.
Yeah, which means that you traditionally want to find, a strength in a split push, but when everybody else is behind as well, like your only ahead member right now is Vex, and Vex can't stand up to Olaf in a side lane. It just doesn't happen, unfortunately. So it's going to be tough sledding for our OTM, but maybe they can find a fight here before too long. Mason going to get hooked in by False. Mani is still here. Chompers is going to wind his way in, as so is Cairo. They get the stun immediately. Mani going to get taken down by Mason, and that's maybe the strike back that our OTM needed, able to take down the enemy AD carry, and now potentially get a push here in the top lane.
Yeah, and that was just, I think, a really good bait there by Mason. RTM kind of waiting until they were fully committed to that fight before jumping in and trying to save him. But a nice Nautilus hook here.
Yeah,
Chompers
nice
might
Nautilus
go
hook
down.
from Flash. Chomper's not quite able to get over the wall with the hop. Mason trying to fight his way out, but there's really no hope for him. Oh, that's a lot of healing. Yeah, it's deceptive. The double kill from Catalude.
Yeah, and Olaf just continues rolling 5-0 already on this champion. We thought that the bot lane was going to be the problem, but it's starting to turn into Catalude on this Olaf. 5-0 on the champ already, and you're not going to be able to peel him off of you because of his ultimate. So that champ getting really strong is kind of a problem for our team.
Yeah, and the gold deficit has grown pretty significantly in the last couple of minutes, now up to about 7,000. Plus the second Rift Herald potentially means another tower just going to get exploded here in a couple of seconds, and it's going to start stacking up, and our OTM now up against it. Again, Vex is very strong. Vex can stand toe-to-toe with Annie, can probably kill Samira if get isolated, can probably kill Fiddle if it gets isolated, but outside of that, I don't really know what our team has going for him right now.
Yeah, it's not a lot. The big thing that they've got is they've got the objective bounties, so that is a way to kind of rubber band their way back into this game.
Cairo was looking for the tornado. It almost baited them in, though. It might have anyway. Catalude here. Good tornado. The ult from Cairo going to go ahead and disengage. I want to call it Typhoon. It's Monsoon, though. Monsoon. Because it's more wet than windy, I guess.
I guess so.
That's the big difference, right? This doesn't go well.
Nope. And with Stridebreaker too,
Oh, he's got over the
really
wall.
hard.
Chompers
Yeah.
is here. I don't think that they could actually kill Olaf, but it's enough to at least make him think a second about going in.
Yeah. It's area elusive as always. Able to jump over walls. Gets the one-time talent ability, you know. Um, but this uh, Rift Herald gonna be spawned in the middle here, and the whole team's gonna be around it. So Chompers has to get out with the R, and that's just another resource that is makes it harder for our team to find a way in. But Mason on the top side might be able to get some objective bounty back for RTM. See if there's a way back into the game, but really big gold lead here for Iceborn already.
Yeah, gonna go ahead and give up the dragon. I don't hate that. That's a good call. See if they can get something else. They got the top lane tower. I hate that the icons don't break on the minimap anymore. I don't understand that one. Oh, it did. It's just ARAM that it's glitched? I'm not sure. Um, it just stood there for a while, like empty. So I figured it
Right.
was glitched, but it actually disappeared. So Riot maybe fixed it? Maybe that was the little tiny patch I got not too long ago. I just saw my loading bar fill up while I was waiting to load into this game, and I was like, I wonder what that was. Because they don't.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they pushed out something that was quality of life, because does not seem to happen too often. But
Anyway, first tower does go down for ROTM, so trying to get some gold back, but I don't know. We
yeah,
talked a little bit. I don't know if you listened to the cast last night, but Oath and I were talking about leads that feel comebackable versus ones that don't, just based on team comp. This one
yep.
feels really rough for ROTM.
Yeah, the reason why it's so hard is because Iceborne has such a good team fight comp. So they have a very straightforward path to victory. Group up right around objectives, and then just throw your gold lead at your opponents and your better team fighting comp. So it's really going to be up to RTM to kind of find some of these shutdowns that are available to get back in the game. But it is really hard when Iceborne is grouped up around these objectives.
Yeah, and you can see even how hard it is for them just to contest vision with the champions that they have, getting pushed off of their blue buff now as Catalude and False are going to walk in. Chompers is going to go in and contest. They get the knockup onto the Olaf. Can they burn him down in any reasonable amount of time? Loker goes ahead and uses the ult, but in comes the Crow Storm from Hamon Karn, and ROTM probably wishing that they were on the other side of that one just now. Colburn going to go in, gets a nice ult off, but immediately gets exhausted and taken down. Fuifui in trouble in the bottom lane. Mason will pick up a kill, so that's $1.65 for the donation. We don't hate that.
Yeah, and Colbert kind of sacrificing his life there for his teammates. Goes down, but probably would have been a double kill at least if he had not gone in and got that fear off to kind of dissuade the Iceborne attack. But Mason just going to try to trade for this bot lane tower, get another objective bounty for his team, and don't really mind that. But it is really rough for RTM to do any sort of face checking, any sort of walking into controlled areas that Iceborne has with all of the pick potential that Iceborne has drafted for themselves.
Yeah, RTM not even able to get the mid lane or bot lane turret in exchange, and now everybody up with the Baron buff for Iceborn Exodia, and it feels like they've drawn all 5 cards at this point. We'll see if RTM can find a way to get a pick or two to get back in.
Yeah, notably they do have a dragon for themselves, which does allow them to kind of stall for that, stall the soul, so it's not quite as overwhelming. But I like what they're trying to do here, get a numbers advantage and try to get a kill. But the Olaf with the ghost is going to be just really hard to get onto.
Yeah, and Catalude just evades the gank deftly, and Mason left just trying to clear the minions in his wake now, with everybody else pushing in mid for Iceborn.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
notably not much more goes down for RTM there. Um, don't mind them trying to find a pick, and they may look for it again potentially. No, Chomper's going to go back to the mid lane to defend, but this is where it's really scary to be against a Fiddlesticks. When you've got the vision cleared out and he's just sitting over a wall, ready to jump on whenever a fight breaks out. So need to be careful about Heyman Karn sitting over this wall here.
Yep, gonna spot him out. Of course, you don't know if that's the effigy. Ooh, immediately Colburn gonna go in looking for the pick, and he's not gonna be able to find anything. Now the hook lands onto Chompers, and everything falling apart pretty quickly for RTM.
Yeah, 2 kills down now, and everybody still has this Baron, so gonna probably be able to get themselves the inhib here, just giving them even more map control than they already had. Hex gates helping on the rotation a little bit.
Always got to speed those up. I don't remember. I'm not going to make the reference because I don't remember it. Never mind. Excuse me.
Well, I know turrets got buffed, but it did not look like it went off, just swinging his axes with the death stance there.
You know, you get lower, you get more attack speed. It helps you take the turret faster. It's a strategy.
Right. Not a bad thought.
There was something for a little while. There was like a League of Legends.
Trying to take the gate here.
Yeah, trying to take the gate to get in, and Chomper's just going to get denied immediately. Dragon already has gone down. Heyman Karn not able to jump over the wall just yet. Now looking for it. In comes the Crow Storm. The 5-man fear from Heyman Karn. The fiddle ripping through. Loker able to get over the wall. They got 1 kill on the backside, but it's not going to matter. It's a triple kill for the Fiddlesticks. The double for the Annie and the ace for Iceborn Exodia. And game 1 for Iceborn Exodia at the end of that one.
Yeah, and man, just some strong ultimates there. Heyman Karn coming in with the Crow Storm, able to land that, and then False landed a really, really nice Nautilus ult, keeping 4 members of RTM in that Crow Storm damage with hitting that knockup, and that's going to be a pretty easy game 1 for Iceborn. Not much else to say about this one, so we'll have to see what adjustments RTM makes in game 2 to come back from a pretty heavy-handed defeat.
Well, you know what? I've got it for you. Okay, everyone, listen up. Return of the Middlesticks is going to hop off their post, walk out of the cornfield, and caw on your asses. Y'all ever experienced a deep suck? Well, you're about to get the slurp of a lifetime from this ROTM squad. I know what I'm talking about, too, since my name is Liposuction Lane. I'm not Liposuction Lane. He's in the call with me. Then, after we have drained all your life juice, our Crow Storm will come down and eat your lifeless carcasses. Caw! 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 Hashtag ROTM fighting.
Always the classic. The new members of RTM get to hear the cry of the old guard.
Anyway, Iceborn leads 1-0. We'll be right back with game number 2. I've been tagged in the Aegis Discord. Oh, okay. My sub was approved for tomorrow. Let's go.
Oh, let's go. You excited for the rotating cast again?
Honestly, it's a good time. If it all works out well. Sometimes it doesn't though, and it's just like, oh, we just watched 2 games and it was the same as a normal cast. But
yeah, I think it's usually pretty fun. I kind of like the rotating coverage. It is kind of when you flip into a game with no context, you're like, let me see if I can contextualize this for everybody. But that's part of the fun of the red zone type cast.
All right, our TM says that they want red side for game number 2. That's pretty funny. Corito apparently wants to add $5 to his pledge for every time Monlower gets solo killed this month.
Yes, I did hear about that. So
That's pretty funny.
yeah,
I said to have him message one of us if he wants to make that official.
yeah, he messaged me, but I also said you're gonna have to track that one because I'm not up to the task on it.
I won't be watching all of his games, so I don't know that it'll be. So that was 8 kills for game 1, I think. I think that's unfortunately all we got.
I thought it was 7, but let me see here.
No, they got the 8th one at the end.
Oh, I just missed it.
The last team fight, they did get 1 kill.
Oh, you're totally right. 8 to end it. Well, you know, might go to game 3, get some extra kills in there.
I still really want to see. Can you swap teams, Lane?
Oh, I am so sorry.
They just want you to
Yes.
yeah, I don't. That's a way to do that, I guess.
Really that important until draft is done, but ooh. All right. Well, game 2 here.
Oh, they have a. There was a spec link. I missed it.
Yeah. Do you need it or you got it?
I got it. Once I realized that you were saying it, I was like, oh, they probably linked it. I could look in the chat.
Yeah. Not quite started up here.
Oh, they hadn't started. You baited me.
I'm sorry. I just, both are ready. Now they're started. So, you can't be that mad, right?
I can be. There was an uwu in my chat, and then now this is happening. So.
Oh, no.
All right. Well, I'm sorry. I don't know why that's so. There's just this. I don't care about bans right now. All right. There's just this picture that it's a street sign. It just says "Don't uwu," and then below it says $50 fine. And I want to make that like an official rule in our Discord server, but I don't think that would be upholdable.
I think you just have to post the meme every time someone says ooh.
You could make a bot just post it every time somebody says "ooh" like automatically.
Oh yeah, I'll get Beatrice right on that.
Beatrice bot only used for community events and to enforce the "Don't ooh" policy.
Yes. Oh man.
Anyway, these are
the game 2 here, yeah.
These are the same bands, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, there's an Olaf ban.
Yeah.
Yeah, Olaf. Now Lila's gonna get banned. That's gonna leave up. Check my brain. I can't remember.
Talia.
We're gonna first pick Fiddle for. Oh, Talia. Yeah. That's right.
So, I mean, it also leaves up Zeri. You've also got you got some good picks here with the blue side one. It kind of looks like the Fiddle Hover might just come through, slapping us with our own mascot.
What a cute mascot it is.
It's so
True.
cute.
Honestly, I didn't have an opinion about Fiddlesticks until I joined this team, and I still don't really. But you know, yeah, you have to play it up.
Forced upon you.
I played Middlesticks in a tournament game for the meme, so
yeah.
Diana gonna be locked in. Should be flexible between Chompers and Colburn, so don't hate that pick.
Yeah, always nice to get those flex picks into your draft early. Makes the enemy team have to kind of think about the flex as you go through draft. But Jin gonna be the easy ADC lock-in. No more Zeri for Mr. Loker, it appears. So pretty safe AD carry. Kind of one of those ADCs that has just kind of been A tier for a long time in the meta. Just kind of always solid in your comp. Never really seems too bad, but never been kind of the S tier pick recently. So Vayne gonna be the pick for Iceborn Exodia, and that's kind of interesting to see the Vayne come out. Definitely some confidence probably brought on from that game one, but Gwen and Vayne gonna be the locks here.
You're calling the Gwen lock, and it's not locked in.
I would not be surprised, considering our team banned it last game. That they go ahead and lock it in here, and yeah, Gwen's kit just always keeps her. It seems like in the meta, and Yone gonna be the answer to that Gwen in top lane.
Yeah. I mean, the Yone could still be mid. We could have the mid Yone Diana jungle potentially.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is a very different draft than we saw in game number one for both teams. Honestly, feels like, you know, maybe Iceborn trying to flex a little bit. Although these are all the Gwen and the Fiddle at least were picks that were good or respectable in game number one for the ban, and Rodham changing things up completely.
Yeah, the Annie gonna be banned away there, and I kind of like what RTM's doing with the bans. I'm always of the theory that if somebody beat you on something pretty good last game, that you should just get it off the table, make them show you something different, force them to do something different.
I don't feel like the Annie was particularly the problem. Like, I'd almost prefer to see the Nautilus ban here, and then...
Yeah, I mean, you've got no Samira to pair it with, which is kind of the big pairing that you want. But, I mean, RTM took Olaf off the table earlier, and gonna go with the Annie and Talia as the two.
Were we taking Yasuo? No brothers? Oh. That'd be a shame. That'd be a team comp I want to see.
Yeah, I mean, Diana
Yasuo for your mid lane, Yone top. You get like the triangle.
You get the lore buff.
But not gonna see it this game. It looks like Seraphine is in my game. I hate that. Thank you.
Yeah, Seraphine.
That's not to say it's not a bad pick. I just hate that champion a lot. That's all I've got to say. I really like this champion though. I hope that they lock that in. That would be very fun.
Yeah, and I think it actually pairs really well with Vayne.
With Fiddle? Excuse me? You hit him with the hostile takeover into the Growstorm, and they don't get to move for like 7 years?
There's a lot of things that it goes well, but I think hostile takeover is kind of a... It is a hard skill shot to land. Not that it isn't wide, it's just very slow. So you've got to make sure that they are CC'd. And
okay, then the Crowstorm into the hostile takeover. Like,
yes, exactly.
You keep them in it. Yeah. Renekton would be an interesting pick. Zed would be an interesting pick as well. I don't hate the Zed in this situation, although I think it's hard to kill a lot of the champions that already exist here. Jhin just gets enough movement speed and defensive ability that he's hard to kill. You can pop the Seraphine, you can pop Diana until she gets Zanya's. You can't really deal with Yone though. That one's a rough one.
Yeah. But I don't think it's that bad. I think picking an AP mid actually kind of would have been hard here, because then you're putting all your AD damage onto this Vayne. So don't mind that they, at least damage-wise, went for the Zed. But Zac is going to be the last pick here, and I think that actually helps out quite a bit for RTM's team comp. Gives them something to kind of engage with. And notably, Iceborn doesn't have quite as reliable engage. I mean, you've got things like the Fiddle ult, but no primary engage like the Nautilus that you had in the last game.
Yeah, we'll see how they're able to navigate this. This is a very solo QS comp from Iceborn. Maybe a little confident. Oh no! They said the R and then, oh wait, as soon as they hit R, so we might have a redraft. We'll see. Maybe they'll just take a long time to do this draft, which would be even worse, but...
That is classic.
So yeah, we might get to watch this draft a third time. Wouldn't that be great?
I'll pass on that one if we can avoid it, but...
Well, at that point, we're like legally obligated to talk about like the new Pokemon leaks or, you know, whatever.
Yeah, lots of different things to talk about. We will definitely have to go through.
Oh yeah, I am really tired. That's all I've got to say.
Yeah, it's something about Thursday today. It was also rainy outside for me today, so that just always makes me even more tired than I already am.
I mean, we had a tornado warning 2 nights ago, and I just don't think we've recovered from that.
Oh yeah, right in the middle of the night too.
Yeah, it was like 2:30 a.m. The tornado sirens and our phones went off, and my wife woke up and was panicked, and I had taken a Benadryl right before I went to bed.
Oh,
so
no.
I was like really drowsy, but I was still awake. But I was just laying there. I was very convinced that if the tornado was going to happen, it was just I was going to die. It was fine.
Oh my.
But
yeah.
I was awake, and that it cost, you know.
Yeah. We over Thanksgiving, I took a trip with Sammy, my wife, and we went to we stayed in like a big hotel, and I'd taken some sleep medicine before I went to bed, and then about 1 a.m. A fire alarm goes off, but it's not the normal like blaring fire alarm that you hear. It's like, can we get your attention, please? Can we get your attention, please? There's a fire reported in the building, and it just kept repeating that. I wake up and I hear it, but in my sleepy state, I'm just like, oh, it'll be fine. Just go back to sleep. And Sammy's like, no, you need to get out of bed. There was no fire in the end. It was just a false alarm, but it was pretty funny. We just me telling her to go back to sleep. It'll be fine. When we're on the 12th floor.
The most polite fire alarm. Excuse me, if I couldn't trouble you. There's a fire.
I didn't mean to wake you.
I didn't mean to wake you, but there is a fire happening. So
yeah.
You could pay attention to that. That would be great. Thanks.
Yeah, some more milk poured out of the loudspeaker afterward, just to put you back to sleep. You know, just to be extra polite.
Well, we've almost survived the second draft. Iceborn leads 1-0. They're on match point. I guess we haven't almost. There's still 3 minutes after they lock in these champions.
Right.
Oh boy.
The bait of the bait. Well, we can talk a little bit about the comps here. I feel like the Zac pick really helped RTM's draft quite a bit. Seraphine, one of those champions that scales really well, and I think is really good in a lot of positions here. Gives you some additional engage, especially with that Zac jumping in. You get to extend your Seraphine ult range. And Jin also ulting over the top just gives you a lot of engage tools for Diana and Yone to go in. To kind of counter that, you've got the Renata Glasskull for Iceborn. Really good counter engaged champ. Um, Notably can cancel Zack's jump if you're fast enough on the reactions with the Renata Q. But even if he lands in there, you can use your ultimate to kind of save the rest of your team, and I think we're going to be in for a treat here in game 2.
Yeah, I worry a little bit. You talk about how well the Zack kind of smooths over everything. Who's he gonna land on? Like, who can you reliably hit with your abilities?
Fiddlesticks isn't too bad.
Fiddle and
also
Renata,
not too bad.
Yeah. They're the only two immobile champions, but if you're hitting them, like, Zed Gwen and Vayne can still do the Zen Gwen, and my god. Yeah.
Yeah, I
they
mean,
can
you
still
can
do their
the
thing.
dodge, but even blowing that dash is really good for the secondary engage that our team has. You've got the Seraphine ult, like I talked about, and even the Diana ult. But just being able to get those dashes away and those primary abilities out from Iceborn can be a good thing as well, even if you don't land the initial CC from Zack.
Oh. Alright. Do we have people here? How many people are in chat? 25. Jesus Christ. Okay. Tell me.
Quite a few.
Alright.
Prediction time. Question mark?
Yeah. Oh, can you do a 3-way prediction now? That'd be pretty pog.
You can do any way prediction now.
Oh shit.
Many ways as you want to do it.
Alright, tell me how many kills we're going to have in this game. Keep in mind, game number 1, there were 33 kills. Not even close to this number. So, basically 50 or over, or under 50. So, bet your channel points if you're here. Maybe people aren't here. I don't know. A lot of times I make these predictions and no one votes in them, and then I get really disappointed. But go ahead, gamble away.
I will join the gambling. I see that. I like the 10 with 101 return.
Yeah, that's always a good meme. Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. Sometimes the gamble like wakes people up and they're like, "Oh yeah, I could gamble away my life." And then other times it just you go through the whole 5 minutes. It's like, "Oh yeah, nobody voted. No one wanted to gamble today." So we'll see. Do I even have channel? Oh, I won a ton of channel points last time. Pog. Okay, I can.
Very nice.
I have like a respectable amount of channel points on my own channel now.
Wait, can you gamba? Oh, I'm just mod. I think if you're owner, you can just.
I'm not
still
owner.
Gamba and.
No, you're as an owner you can't gamba at all. But I have this hack where the owner is Middlesticks GG and Meristematic still exists on my phone.
Ah, so. I see. So you just want to feed your own channel points. And I get it.
Not like I'm gonna use them for anything. Like I can't. The only thing I'd redeem is
the copy pasta.
I could make myself read a copy pasta, but if I wanted to do that, I could just read a copy pasta. You know, I'm not.
That's true.
I'm not beholden to any of that. We're in a pause right now. We loaded into game. In case you're wondering why you're seeing exactly nothing on the stream right now.
Yeah. I'm also wondering if.
I'll show you.
Maybe
here. This is a pause. Okay. Now that I've showed you that, I'm going to show you a pause screen. They did ready back up, so it looks like it was just a quick one. I'm still playing music for some reason. There we go.
They readied.
Yeah, there was a ready. I don't know how it all times up. Like I used to have it figured out.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
But it doesn't. Yeah, it's not like a. It's definitely not live. It's definitely a little delayed from what actually happens. But the last time that I had a pause, it unpaused, and then I saw the readies in the chat. So I don't know exactly how it all works sometimes.
Seems like it is not the most consistent, but
This is the most consistent though.
yes,
After you
we
resume,
always get the break.
you get the break, like a couple of seconds later.
Yeah, I still get the scoreboard thing where like the items don't refresh, so I have to like refresh the scoreboard, and then it eventually kicks in about a minute or two later.
I don't have that issue. The
That's
one I
good.
always get, it's usually game one of a series where you load
Hmm.
into just the nothing loads and you have to wait for the scoreboard to load.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anyway,
Yeah,
I
the
doing
spectator
this
client has been really rough this
doing
split.
this you become an expert on the spectator client. It's very weird.
Yes.
I wish I wasn't. I wish I didn't have to have the in-depth knowledge into the weird glitches of the spectator client. But here we are. Game number 2. It's kind of a 5-point from both teams. This is like the laziest 5-point in the entire world by RTM. In that there's only 3 points right now, but they didn't get invaded, so you take those. I like the synergy.
Yeah.
No new water. I can't remember the name of the skins. It's not pool party. It's the not pool party skins. But no not
It's the
pool
other
party
water
Seraphine.
adjacent skins.
Um, but they went with the pink synergy. You've got the Majin Buu Zac Chroma along with the base Seraphine and the pink High Noon Jin. That's really nice synergy. You've even got the kind of pink Diana skin. I don't know. If we see Mason, we'll see if he's got the pink. If this was like an intentional team-wide decision to go for the pink.
Yeah.
That's not
Eh.
pink at all. That's the Spirit Blossom. Like the splash art, I can see it being pink, but the skin in
Yep.
game is not pink, which is unfortunate. So
Yeah,
Mason kind of
definitely.
letting him down, but that's all right.
Yeah, junglers notably starting opposite sides of the map here. So it looks like Heyman Karn is going to come down, try to help out his bot lane again. So it'll be important for Cairo and Loker to kind of get at least a 3-wave crash to be in a safe spot. But I would expect that both junglers are going to look to mostly farm, fully clear everything here. It's kind of what these champs want to do. They want to hit those later levels, especially the Fiddlesticks wanting to hit 6, and Zac wanting to get a couple more points into his E so he has longer jump range and better gank angles.
That was a nice little Q by False to kind of stall out everything from Loker and Cairo. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I really have been enjoying playing Renata. I think champ's really fun. I mean,
I've
her ultimate is what makes her, I think, really, really good, but does a little bit of everything, which is really, really fun on a champion support champ.
I've enjoyed her since she came out. I haven't played the most of her because I don't play this map. But yeah, really fun champion. I'm really glad that they added her to the lineup. I've liked a lot of the champions they've added. Like they feel unique to play, which is very important. I don't really
Yeah,
like Bel'Veth, but we can talk about that another day. Loker's gonna get exhausted. Heyman Karn is here. Get the nice root there from Cairo to try to stall everything up. A lot of summoners being exchanged. Cairo is burning to ignite, but he's able to get away. The 4th shot from Loker, threatening Mani, but just gonna throw that one into the back of the fiddle as he retreats from lane. So to recap, that's both summoners on Cairo, both summoners on Mani, Flash on Heyman, Ignite on False. Loker still has both of his up, and False still has his Flash. Cool. Gank into top lane. Gonna happen now from Chompers. He'll be able to make Gwen kiss the minions, and now Mason diving in. Oh, wasn't quite able to find the knockup with the 3rd Q, and that'll mean that Catalude is able to escape just using the Ghost. Now the return from Heyman. They know that Cairo doesn't have any sums. Do they know that Loker has his up? Looks like they accounted for it so far, and there's first blood off the last auto attack from Mani.
yeah, and that's just really nice there. Recognizing that the wave is in a really bad spot for Loker and Cairo, able to bring the fiddle down after that initial skirmish that they had and get kill Loker with the False's Q. Really nice play there. And again, looks like they're just continuing to play around this bot side, more of what was in game 1. Luckily, they're having to bring an extra member to get the same level of kills that they had in game 1. So
Yeah, and this one
um,
isn't completely doomed. Like
yeah,
this isn't a 2-0 plus a CS lead. It's a 1 CS lead and 1 kill. Like uh it sucks. Don't get me wrong. Like Mani definitely has an advantage, but this one isn't um doesn't look as terrible as game 1 did so far for Loker and Cairo, and they'll hopefully get to play the game a little bit more than they did in game number 1.
yeah, definitely so. Zach getting to do a little bit of counter jungling as well. Um, Go ahead and pick up that Gromp on the top side for that time spent uh, in the bot side jungle for the Fiddlesticks, or bot lane for Fiddlesticks. Um,
Yeah, Mason gonna get a decent trade onto Catalude, get the little snapback. Um, yeah, he's hurting a little bit right now, and Catalude, very
Oof.
confident, went back and bought a
Yeah.
cull after getting ganked.
Yeah, he did this last game as well, bought the early Cole.
Oh,
But Chomper's going to be seen out here,
y-
and with Catalude on 6, you definitely do not want to gank a Gwen with all that healing that she gets from hitting multiple champions with her R.
yeah, Mason not quite to level 6 just yet, but he'll have it soon.
Yeah, does
That
get to hold the wave in a very nice spot for himself there. And Catalude without the TP is kind of in a rough spot here, so going to lose out on some minions. So that it's been nice to see that the Zac pressure has been able to help that a little bit.
Yeah, it's a 700 gold lead right now for Iceborn. They're like once again doing very well in pretty much every lane, although Mason holding his own thus far, about a 10 CS advantage over Catalude up there. And teleport from Gwen went back after that level 6, bought another Amp Tome, and then is now back in lane. So Mason will have that teleport advantage. We'll see if RTM can make use of that or if they want to. Mason's going to walk in, find a ward. Chompers is going to trade blue buffs with Heyman, Karn, Haman. I
Hamna Hamna.
I asked him last time I casted him what his name was, and I've already forgotten. I'll be honest. So, again, apologies if I'm mispronouncing something. Just tell me, and I'll fix it.
Yeah. It
There's
looks
a couple of names I still
it's really just junglers splitting the map here.
Yeah.
Iceborn spending a lot of time around this bot side. Definitely not as bad of a situation as it was in game 1, but this wave is shoving out, and it looks like Heyman Karn is going to go ahead and start up the Drake with both mid and bot prio here.
Yeah, it should be an easy dragon to get. Chompers is going to see that all of his jungle camps have been taken, and now he's going to get spotted on wards. They're going to go in and defend him. He sees the dragon now being taken. Is this a moment for RTM? Mason and Catalude are going to fight, and that's going pretty well for Gwen thus far, but now the Fiddle taken pretty low, has the W, going to be knocked into it. Oh, the Crow Storm, it's still ticking. They have to try to run away. They're able to take down the Fiddle, but now Cairo trying to kite back. Fui has the Death Mark available. Zach going to come in and try to turn the fight around, but just doesn't have the damage. Now Colburn over the wall, doesn't hit the Q, doesn't hit the Moonfall. Zach is into Bloblet for him. He gets the double dash onto Mani, but just doesn't have the mana or the damage to back it up. Fui is just running through Chompers, and Iceborn has turned this around. Now False throws out the hostile takeover, able to find the Seraphine, pull her back in, and Fui takes her down. It's 5-1 now for Iceborn.
Yeah, and not much going well there for RTM. They lose the dragon and then lose a ton of kills there in such a close fight. The Gwen W just coming in so clutch. Even though Heyman Karn goes down early in that fight, is able to get so much damage off with his Crow Storm, even as he had his last fight or die chance. And that's about the only thing that the only notable thing that RTM is going to get here is a couple turret plates on to top.
Yeah, and it's so rough. That's the second fight. We saw in game 1 there was a fight where if they just were able to focus slightly more on any one target, they would have completely turned the fight around. And once again, everybody limps away with 200 to 300 health. And if you just get that one extra ability, Colburn's ult lands, Colburn's Q, Loker gets another extra shot or two. All of a sudden, that fight turns. But I think part of that is just insider knowledge. This is Darkwind's first game together. you know, as a 5 stack, and this isn't even the finalized 5 stack. So it's you know, still getting used to your teammates, still that little bit of dyssynergy right now, and you can see that coming through a little bit. Whereas Iceborn just a little bit more polished here in week 1.
Yeah, definitely showing it, playing around their strong sides. And this Vayne are already really, really strong. 2-0, and Zed also the big beneficiary of that fight. Also 2-0. So mini shutdowns there for them. Be really nice if RTM can pick up either of those. But so far, that will be the only thing that they'll have to play around to get themselves back in the game.
Yeah, Zed picked up his Eclipse already. That's pretty huge for Fui Fui. Skipped over, you know, any pit stop items at all. Just has the Eclipse and the brown bag boots. So he's feeling very strong right now, and he's the first one to finish his Mythic. Mason has to use his Fate Sealed defensively in order to escape the Zed, and you know, that's maybe the bright spot for ROTM is Mason still, even in CS, has a couple of extra turret plates to his name, but now without the ultimate, it's going to be hard for him to scrap with Catalude up here. And we're seeing that immediately. He's got the Q away. Does he have anything to actually escape the Gwen damage? The needlework doing quite a bit of work. But now in comes Chompers into the bottom lane trying to make something happen. Mani trying to knock him into false. Heyman Karn, though, with the Crow Storm over the wall. They get the Renata ult as well, but an ult from Cairo is going to help to stall out everything. Teleport coming in. Mani is able to survive thanks to the Renata W, and the Renata Glask has taken over this game. Teleport in. The W doesn't find home from Loker. Cairo trying to retreat, but he's 1 against 5. What can he do? He gets snipped down by Catalude, and again the response from Iceborn.
Yeah, and there it is again, just how big this fight or die has been from the Renata. Able to, RTM just used everything trying to get onto this Vayne, and we're not able to finish her off because went into that fight or day passive and was able to find a kill to revive. Really well played knockback from the Vayne to get it on Colbren when he tried to go in to finish that kill off, but was not able to find anything for RTM there, and just going from bad to worse here, already 9-1, and a really sizable gold lead for Ice here.
Yeah, it's a rough one. We'll see again if Darkwind can find their way back in. Hopefully, at least find a couple more kills so that we can get some donation and feel a little bit better about that. But yeah, Fui Fui gonna head up to the top lane and be isolated against Mason for a little bit. I don't think it particularly matters who's up there. I don't know that Mason has the damage just yet to be able to take anybody down.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's doing a good job. He's pushing in, getting plates, so has a little bit of a gold lead for himself in that top lane. RTM gonna try to play around this dragon, but I don't really think they can take a fight at their current power level. But might find a pick here out of the Renata.
Yeah, looking for false. Chompers just trying to make anything happen. Colburn goes in with the Moonfall. They're able to take down the Renata. Catalude pretty low, but is immune, unfortunately, and that'll be all for ROTM. But they get the pick right before the dragon spawns and might be able to parlay that into the objective.
Yeah, and that's just a nice pick there. Kind of talked about it before this game started that your pick targets are this Renata or the Fiddlesticks. So being able to find Renata isolated there, able to pick that up, and it nets themselves a kill and also the dragon. So RTM just trying to find ways back into this game here.
Yeah, get the dragon. The objective bounty is available after they get the dragon. That's really sad. That feels super bad. But now going to lose out on the Rift Herald as well. It's, you know, it's a good pick. It's a good dragon. You have to take those advantages where you can. It's still a 5,000 gold lead for Iceborn, and it's still very scary. So, you know, analysis points haven't really changed as a result of what happened. It just is a little bit better. Loker is going first item, Umbral Glaive on the chin.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's too bad. It's pretty normal right now. Also, when you're a little bit behind, it's a really cheap item, so you get to be able to contest vision really well with it.
Colbren
is going to be ganked in the mid.
Yeah, going a little aggressive. Falses here, has the handshake and will hold him in place for Heyman to go ahead and finish him off.
Yeah, and a really nice find there by the team, able to realize that Colburn was posturing aggressively. He goes in and able to counter that engage from Colburn with two other people showing up for Iceborn. So that's going to net themselves the tower in the mid lane with the Rift Herald and a kill.
Mason pit stopped for his zeal first, so he's still waiting for his first item completion, but we're starting to see the rest of them come through for ROTM to try to equalize their counterpart. Oh no,
Fight
this is
forward here.
probably not great with Fui Fui going in with the death mark. There's the pop and the electrocute proc. Wasn't as much damage as I was maybe expecting, but should still be enough to keep him on his toes with Fui Fui hanging around.
And Mason is going to be able to heal up a little bit with the lifesteal that he's got, but probably going to just look to reset here. Has done a really good job farming. Kind of one of the power points for ROTM. Maybe a player that you could look to play around, but
Colburn looking for
right here.
Catalude, has Cairo in his back pocket, going to go in with the Moonfall. Just not that much damage actually coming through. Nice ult though from Cairo, and unfortunately picks it up with the auto attack, but still, a kill's a kill. You get the shutdown. Um, Now you have a stronger Seraphine. That's pretty cool, and a third kill in the pocket, so you have to take any
Yeah,
positive play you can get at this point, and there you go.
that's for sure. And Cairo played that well, waiting till he was in the range um, of the W from Gwen to be able to hit his ultimate. Of course, Gwen is immune, comes up if you're not inside that, so.
Chomper's walking back in. He doesn't have any help,
Oh
so he's
my.
got to try to get out. That was really close on the handshake. They're still going to be able to chase him in. Doesn't get the E off immediately, and Monty can dive underneath the tower if he wants to. Teleport going
Oh,
to
the
come in to
TP.
save him. Mason, I don't think he can really turn that around, but I think he wanted to be top lane anyway. Still posturing aggressively. Chompers is still half health if he can land a combo potentially onto false.
Yeah, he was definitely thinking about it. Still no completed item here for the Yone. Um,
Uh,
but
Death mark
Colburn
from
kind
Fui
of
Fui.
running
That's
away
a
here.
little chunk. All right, that was all.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Zed ult really be able to net kills for Fui Fui, but has played well on it. Been where he's needed to be, picked up kills where he's needed to be, and now we're gonna see if RTM can do anything with maybe that Zed ult going down. Probably not though. Just look to get more farm as they can.
Yeah. I don't know if you just said that the first Cloud Dragon's up in a minute, but it is. I kind of dissociated there for a second. Apologies.
No worries. It is that sleepy time of the evening, so. But yeah, we've got the next Drake coming up here. I would be kind of surprised to see RTM try to fight this. Um, they don't really have the vision control for it, the setup for it, and might just want to continue scaling. Maybe get an objective bounty somewhere else, like this top lane tower. That's pretty close already. But it could just be a steal as well from the Zac.
Zed's just got like those knives, like the retractable knife hands, right?
Yeah.
It feels like he shouldn't really be able to take down a whole stone tower just by hitting it a couple of times.
Yeah, the lore doesn't always match up with the thing we're seeing on the screen, sadly. But I was trying to think the other day. I was like, what would be the strongest champion if it was just lore? It's got to be Aesol, right?
It's Aesol or Bard. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I mean, when you're fighting with gods, but maybe
Although
does
Zoe,
Bel'Veth come into the conversation now?
well, Zoe was able to lock Aesol away, right? Or something like that.
I'm
She
not a lore buff.
she
I
calls
was
him
just
Space
thinking,
Puppy. That's all I've got. I played both of those champions, so that's my big lore. I don't think Bel'Veth is like
she's like the
big in
Void
terms of
Empress or
like
something.
the continent, right? But in terms of like stars, I don't know. I'm still pretty sure.
Yeah,
Like
that's fair.
Targon should be stronger. The like the big Targon peeps.
I
Anyway,
just assumed that Bel'Veth would get the Avengers like call with the other Void champions, you know.
Ooh, that'd be a
There it
reversal of a
is.
trope. False. Maybe gonna get picked off here. The ult from Jin gonna be able to finish her off. Weefy goes in and just eliminates Seraphine. Meanwhile, the 1v1 goes pretty well for Mason in the bottom lane. Now Colburn gonna teleport in, looking for a big moonfall. Gets two knocked into it. They get the snare from the captive audience. Mani able to dodge back in, but nothing else really happening. But the 1-for-0 in the bottom lane, I think, might be the biggest story. Mason with the solo kill on Catalude and now can work on that tower. Ooh, they're
Yeah, and
teleporting
Zed's gonna
behind him.
TP behind here.
I don't know that he saw it. This might be a very big surprise to him
No Zed
right about
ult
now.
though,
Yeah, no
so
Zed
he may
ult.
just die
Gets
here.
the knockup. Couple more autos. Flee
Yep.
Flee? Oh my god, Mason.
Yep.
With another solo kill. He can keep working on this tower. There's no one that can immediately join. Mani's going to be pretty close, but he doesn't have ult either. And yeah, Mason's going to get that tower for himself. He's got 2 kills. He's suddenly worked himself into a pretty nasty little position.
Yeah, and I'd be interested to see what the gold is here as well. He was able to pick up quite a bit for himself there. Gets the Zed shutdown from that TP, gets the solo kill on the Gwen, and then also picking up another shutdown on that tower take. Has really just kind of put himself in a good spot. And we haven't seen him much in these team fights.
He's
Has just kind of...
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, just the silent assassin in the side lane, being able to kind of scale up silently while the rest of his team is not doing as hot, but might be able to convert that into a bright spot for RTM.
Yeah, I was going to say, by gold, he's the second strongest man in the game right now, behind Mani, who I wouldn't have guessed had the most gold in the game, but he also hasn't been back in a minute, so now is a very scary Vayne after he buys and finishes up his Rage Blade.
Yeah, almost onto 3 items.
You know, it's Vayne, and then Mason, and then the other 3 carries for Iceborn, and Loker's hanging around in terms of gold value with them, so like it's not untenable. You want to get some more gold onto Colburn and Chompers, but like it's workable. We're getting into a workable state finally for this comeback. I can pretend to be slightly more hyped as a play-by-play caster rather than, oh, that's going to be a 5-for-0 wipe and then be excited with this 1 return kill.
And it's definitely not game 1 where RTM has no engage tools to like get themselves back in the game. So, you know, being able to have some carries that are able to facilitate and follow up on these engages is really good for RTM. So.
Mason and Mani gonna go ahead and have a little duel. Oh, they get the Renata, they get the Crow Storm as
they get
well.
A lot here.
And
RTM,
the Zanyas.
I would be tempted to just start a Baron after those 2 huge ults go down.
I don't know that they saw the Fiddle ult. That might be the other thing that they're missing.
Yeah.
They might have seen the Renata, but
true.
I don't know that they saw the Fiddle ult, and I don't know that they saw the Zanyas. If they knew those 2 things, this is a hard engage in mid lane right now. Maybe it still is. False is caught just a little bit. The root from Cairo not quite going to find it.
Really
Big
nice
fear.
stun.
That was a really nice fear, but in comes Mason from the side, trying to clean up. The bailout on Mani isn't enough to be able to save him. They do return 1 kill back. Now Catalude and Fuifui able to join. Chomper's jumping in. He's got his passive available. Now gets turned into Bloblets. Mason still just trying to tank everything that he can. Now has to snap back, unfortunately, to his E, and that's going to be his death. Chompers is able to revive, but doesn't get anything else left. Cairo has to dash back away. Colburn's still hanging around. Has Moonfall available if he can find a way to use it, but I don't think you really want to dive into these 3 particular members of Iceborn, but it's still a 3-for-2, which is a better fight than we've seen at all this series from RTM.
I mean, in the end, it's really going to be a pretty even gold exchange there because they get the big shutdown onto the Vayne. Had quite a big shutdown, I think about 400 or 500 gold. So a nice fight there, but I think the scary thing is that fight happened and you've got no Renata glass ult and no ult from Fiddlesticks as well. So it'll be interesting to see how things go with those ults available in the next team fight. But we'll have to see if RTM elects to go for this dragon contest. But all the ults are back up for Iceborn here, so it's pretty scary.
Yeah, Fuifui teleports in, gonna get rooted up. I think that teleport might have been enough to make sure that Rodham was like, maybe we don't do that right now. So RTM gonna back that one up. Now Soul Point for Iceborn. It's Cloud Soul, which isn't the biggest prize traditionally.
It's pretty big on these champions.
Fiddle and Gwen specifically.
And Vayne too.
Yeah.
Just the move speed from the R is so big for Vayne, so...
Ooh, False is gonna take a lot of damage there. They might be able to get this
Yeah,
little pick. Oh, has the
get a
flash. Okay.
flash.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that means she is a lot more susceptible next time they go for that gank. So I like what RTM has tried to do here. Tried to force onto False quite a few times, because I think that is a really key target that they can reliably take down.
Yeah, and also False has had a really good game. Like, were I handing out the MVP of the game for Iceborn thus far, it's not any of these carries that have all the kills. It's definitely False. He's had a really good performance so far in the Renata.
Yeah, especially in those early skirmishes, just landing every key ability that he needed to, and playing it really, really well.
Sorry, I thought you were going to talk longer. I took a drink of water.
No worries.
I'm not that
We
worried
are.
about dead air. This is our channel. Who cares, right?
Yeah, this is an LCS. We're just
I do what I
having a
want.
good time, watching
I
some good stuff.
honestly, I think LCS could do a little more with just not talking all the time.
Yeah,
Like
that's
sometimes you kind of you want the ambiance, you know. You gotta
yeah.
get
You want
into
to
it.
hear the sweeper ringing in your ears. You want to hear the auto attacks on a war.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just me because I used to watch LCK just a ton. Like that was my favorite
Uh-huh.
league to watch, and that was something I thought they did. They had like the nuance. You know, if it was a blowout, they weren't gonna. Oh my God, this is what could happen. This is what could happen for the blowout. They were just like, yeah, it's over. You want to talk about Digimon for a while, and that was relaxing. You know.
Yeah, definitely nice to find other things to focus on, especially in the farm intensive segments, kind of like what we're getting into here. Everybody just kind of farming up, clearing some vision. I'm trying to set up for the next big play. Uh, Nice to have those little moments of reprieve. Reprieve?
Reprieve. Yeah.
You know.
No, I always. Wow, I'm just gonna go right onto the tangent after talking about tangents. That's topical, but I always thought if people don't know how to pronounce like a semi-complicated word, it's
Uh-huh.
not because they're stupid. It's because they read it and they haven't actually had to pronounce it ever. So there you go. I,
Well, thank you.
you're smart. You read it. You just haven't had to vocalize it. There you go.
Yeah, not in a while, and not on the cast. You know, you always say some weird words on the cast. I feel like even if you know them.
Yeah, and sometimes you have a player's name that you've known for forever, and then you're just supposed to pronounce it. Sorry, Vbon.
Both teams jockeying for position here along the Baron. Notably, Colbrin is the side laner that's going to match the Gwen here, but it looks like they're going to just start up here. They going to back off after seeing. What do they see here?
So they
They
saw
just
the advance into the ward on top
yeah,
of red, and I think they didn't see Colbrin was maybe the
yeah.
most important thing. Anyway,
Notably, someone is going to have to go match this Gwen, but it looks like Yona's going to go ahead and back to match with the teleport now up, which I think is a lot better matchup. Yona's been able to consistently kill this Gwen in the side lane, which has been really nice for RTM to be able to actually have some side lane pressure to play around.
oop,
And they're going to get just the dash away from Zed there.
yeah, nothing
Nothing too
really
notable.
important happened. A little bit of damage, so that it's hard to heal. He's got a eclipse though, so it's not as bad as your POV. Your Duskblade Zed and got chunked for half your health, and now you have to go back to base. But
Yeah, and as teams have been focusing on the Baron top side, that timer is just ticking down for Soul Point here. 15 seconds to go until the Soul fight breaks out.
ooh,
Um,
Mason just went back and
Both,
finished his Death's
yeah,
Dance plus another Zeal. No, he's had that Zeal. It's just the Death's Dance completion that's pretty big. He purchased a pink ward. That was the last thing I saw into the inventory. I saw another pop, and I was like, no, he's had the Zeal. But that's pretty huge. He teleports in, which kind of sucks, but like our team is set up. They're in a decent position if they can find the right engage.
and
Him on
Zed
Karn is
TP'd
set up.
first too.
Yeah, Zed is already here. If they spot him out, it might be enough. Colburn is just pinging bot lane, like he's gonna, or top lane, excuse me. He's gonna push that in. Catalude going aggressive, looking for Mason and Chompers. They get zoned away, and the dragon is just gone very quickly. I mean,
Huh.
we are late game. That doesn't not make sense. And now 30 minutes in, it's a Cloud Soul for Iceborn. In return, Colburn was able to get a tower. He's very low on mana. So he is not a threat to teleport in, and he's going to be in a little bit of trouble if anybody gets there and has some crowd control to help slow him
Yeah,
down.
I
Because he
think
cannot
Colburn's
return
just dead
fight.
here.
Yeah. Katalude has some dash. Oh, there's no Gromp, so yeah. Colburn's just hoping for a Blast Plant.
Ooh.
Is there a Blast Plant here? Oh, he's got the jukes! It really doesn't matter. I think the Blast Plant would have been better,
I
but...
don't think it matters at all. I'm gonna fight in the mid lane.
Yeah, that's a bad look already, but Mason's going to go in with the Fate sealed, try to set this battle line down, now going to bounce back over the wall, but gets immediately snapped back and killed. It's a double kill for Gwen as she's teleported in and found another one. Loker and Cairo just trying to stay alive, but it doesn't matter right now for ROTM. The push continues for Iceborn.
Yeah, that newly found Cloud Soul helping out there in that fight. Kind of an interesting decision there from ROTM to not commit the Colburn teleport towards that Drake and fight for that a little bit harder. But objective bounties did come back up for RTM there. Maybe the only bright spot that they have.
It's kind of rough when your bright spot is, oh yeah, we're so far behind we can earn more gold on stuff. But
Right.
Baron now firmly in the sights of Iceborn. This is maybe a little bit risky. They're hovering around
definitely
half
is.
healths. If this gets... I don't know that our team can get in position to really turn this around. It's just Loker and Cairo over the wall. The E not quite in time to try to steal. And Iceborn just has so much damage that they can walk in and take the Baron with... I don't want to say minimal risk, because there was a world where they just get completely destroyed in the pit, but it's not this one. And Iceborn come away with the Baron. Red team's turret has been destroyed. That's news to me. Which one? Where? How?
Yeah, I don't see any. That
Oh, it's
went
the
down
top lane tower,
recently.
the one that was like 50 health for forever.
Oh, okay,
Finally
okay.
died. Okay.
Finally evaporated. That's one of those the minions sneeze on it and it dies. But yeah, now with the Baron and a 8k gold lead, the Iceborn is just looking to close out this game. I think also the targets that you would have to kind of get picks with the Zac have stopwatches available. So
Yeah.
it's going to be really hard to find a pick. The pick that you need to get back in this game.
Well, there it
I
is.
say that.
Yeah,
Didn't hit
Cairo's
the
going to
button.
hit the charm onto Mani. Colburn was looking for the invisible vein and wasn't quite able to find it. Heyman is just hanging out over the wall. Did the Jhin accidentally see him with that shot?
Yeah, it kind of looks that way, or maybe they were just scared because Vayne was doing quite a bit of damage by herself there. They also had Vayne with a GA.
Yeah.
Allows a lot, buys a lot of time, but I like them sitting here. Oh, almost
trying
able
to
to
find-
find it.
Yeah, trying to find the route into the other route. Mason just trying to hold on against Katalude. He 3.5 items to 3 items. It's probably a Yone win in the long fight, but I don't know that you can take that risk right now.
Yeah, definitely not. So
All right,
RTM just gonna kind of retreat into the base. Notably with that pick, it kind of stalls this Baron push, because you don't have the safety net of the counter engage.
Yeah, now with Loker off on the mid wave, this might be the fake recall, not recall into push. Might actually get everything. Well, they go the Moonfall. They're trying to just pull in Mani. They're really focusing on the Vayne in this fight. They do take her into the GA, but into the backline goes the Zed, finds 2 kills, and immediately everyone just evaporates for ROTM. It's just Loker and Mason trying to defend the base. Mason on a flank does get spotted by a ward now. Mani, fresh out of the GA, is a little bit more vulnerable, but I still don't think Mason is in a position where he can 1v3 enough. Weefwee teleports back in after the recall, looking for Loker, and gonna find a chunk of damage. That's enough to at least chase him back to base. Mason and
It's
Loker
a good exhaust there from Loker for sure to prevent that kill, but gonna force him back into the base and onto the Nexus towers they go.
Yeah, Mason just trying to find anything. Oh, that captive audience didn't quite land on Dafweefee. In goes Mason, gets immediately feared and exhausted. Now trying to kite back out. Catalude is able just to finish off Loker on the backside of
Ooh.
that one. Mason back into the base. The Cairo ult is big enough to actually charm Hamon into the tower, but now that the towers have fallen, there's no reprieve. Mason just trying to defend on the doorstep. Taken low, the bailout doesn't go off, and that's the end of the game. Iceborn going to
Yeah.
take the 2-0 win. Didn't look particularly threatened. There was, a little comeback opportunity there from Darkwind in game two, but pretty much in control from start to finish.
Yeah, a really, really solid performance to start the season out from Iceborn Gauntlet there. Or Iceborn.
Iceborn Gauntlet.
Yeah, Iceborn Gauntlet. I'm just like so used to calling names. But yeah, really solid performance. Have two really solid games, especially around the Fiddlesticks. Keeps beating the RTM Haven card on his Fiddlesticks pick. And for RTM, you've got to feel okay about that series. I mean, you've got two subs in, and not a lot of practice time, so find their stride. Long season, and they got some games to go to make it back up. So, hats off to Iceborn to win the series tonight.
Yeah, really well played by them. That's going to do it for our cast tonight. That's 10 more kills, so 18 total in the two games. Would have liked to see a little bit more, but, still getting a little bit in for charity. Tomorrow night is the Gold Mega Stream. By Mega, it's just two games. We'll bounce back and forth between. But Dread is taking on I'm Buying Time. Dread is playing Clarity, and Harvest is taking on Dreadnought Blaze. Both of those series start at 7 as of right now. I know Dread's trying to maybe push theirs back just a little bit, but that would only benefit us. We could watch more games. So I'll have Lexus tomorrow night on the cast with me. But thank you, Lane, for tonight. Appreciate it as always, and we'll hopefully see you guys tomorrow night. If not, we'll see you next week.
Yep, see y'all then.
This was under 45 and a half or 49 and a half kills, by the way.
Unlucky.
Unlucky. I think that was both of our channel points going to somebody else.
I could use to donate some for sure.
Who actually won? Doesn't it usually say? Oh, geez. My dog just lost his tooth. Oh, no, it's Jesse. Jesse stole our channel points. All right. Oh. Anyway, we're going to go raid a channel. Who's on? Aegis is on right now. Let's go watch Aegis.
There you go. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Oh, right. It takes 10 seconds for the raid to load. Forgot about that. Okay, bye.